everybody. Welcome to Impossible Coin. For better or worse, I am Brian Cartwright. I am joined by Tegan Somerset.
Yep, I am here.
And I am joined by Rocky Hardy.
Yeah, that's me.
We are here to ostensibly talk about video games and whatnot. Historically, the ratio is different episode to episode. I suspect we'll be high on games. I think I've got a little whatnot.
For sure.
Oh. Man, where to start? I kind of want to start with the ongoing adventures of Balatro, because that is definitely the game I am playing the most these days.
For sure, man.
I'm definitely like hitting like I'm still I have not yet completed an orange steak run.
For sure.
It is rough out there, y'all.
Which one's orange again?
Orange is the last one before gold steak.
Ah, okay, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, I've dealt with not getting any rewards on the small blind. That's fine. I've dealt with, like, more rapidly increasing requirements for score at the end of each round. That's fine. Eternal Jokers. That's fine. Lo and behold, arrive on Orange Steak. Here come these perishable Jokers.
Right.
Yeah, that's a whole vibe.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, admittedly, there are Jokers out there which function as little baby training wheels for perishable Jokers. The bucket of popcorn is essentially a perishable Joker.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the bottle of seltzer water is essentially a perishable Joker. But like it is rough. It is rough, but it's like, okay, this thing that gives you chips, like it's gonna like expire in 4 turns, or oh, the thing that's actually getting you money is gonna disappear in 3 turns.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I have definitely found that like so far on the requirements are tough enough by the time you get to Orange Steak that if you haven't started to set yourself up in some meaningful way in the first round, you can hang it up, Buddy Roo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree there's a lot less wiggle room. I hear what you're saying.
Yeah, like there is, oh man, like I like there are times like I will be in the the first round, and I'll get to like my market, my shop rewards after the small blind, and I'll see like the Jokers are like dog shit A and dog shit B, and I'm just like, man, the temptation to just go ahead and like hit the new run button immediately is like so huge. And like I'm trying to think of like examples of like just like absolutely terrible Jokers. Oh, there's the one which is like, well, if your hand has exactly 4 cards in it, then this will add 4 chips.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, thanks a lot, Joker. Thanks a lot. Thanks for nothing, buddy. Or like, if your hand has a club in it and a diamond in it and a heart in it, then you can wish upon a star and get 3x. I'm like, wow, okay, that's super, that's great, that's fantastic. What a great Joker to pull in round fucking 1 when I have no chips and no base malt. What a great Joker. Thanks for being here. Also, your requirements for X malt are so stringent. Like, so like I'll get like 2 Jokers like that. I'm just like, oh god, like what am I even doing here? And like, oh man, and like the creeping dread I get on Orange Steak, or like if I get to like round 4 and I'm like, oh, time to open another planet pack, and it'll be like, oh, welcome to the planet pack. Would you like to upgrade Straight Flush or Pluto? I'm like, oh, great. I'm like, how about this? I'll just walk into the sea. Like, just, um, so like this is like, fuck, man. Like,
It's testing you. I hear that.
yeah, it really is. And like, and I know a lot of like, I know a lot of roguelikes are like, you're not gonna win every run, baby. But I'm like, I really would like to fucking go ahead and get a win under my belt with an orange steak because I really like I was man I was feeling it. I was fucking feeling it, Rocky, as I was just like pushing through the steaks. I was like, all right, red steak, go, green steak, go, just like pushing through the ranks. It felt good. It's like, and then along comes this wall.
I mean, orange hits you in the teeth. That's for sure. That's real life.
It sure does. Like, oh man, you say it's real life?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I
accurate,
think so.
true, yes. Real life is playing orange sticks.
Yeah, like I don't know. I feel like a lot of it. I really like Balatro because it has this kind of like insane power fantasy feel to it, where like it's like holy shit, I could do anything as long as I know what this is about. And then like Orange, I feel like is a really grounding experience in a way that is, I guess, in a lot of ways antithetical to like the experience up to that point. I think like Orange Steak is the real bragging rights thing. Like I don't know if you've like poked around forums or anything, Brian, but like a lot of people who like start to think that they're hot shit at Balatro get hit in the mouth at Orange Steak and they stop. And a lot of it's valid because like if you're not having fun playing a video game, then like what are you doing with your time? But like the people who get through it, man, they have real cred. They're about it. That's for sure.
And one of the things I've said before is like the real rubber meets the road for me in a video game is how much fun is it to lose?
Right. That's fair. I hear that.
Yeah, and like, um, and I am just in there. Like I like every like I God the ooh oh man like I like so far some of the best time I've had with Balatro the last week are when I make it to round 8 and the wheels come off the fucking wagon against the final boss. Because then I can know I was almost there. I could taste it. Taste it.
I hear that.
Yeah. Like it was the run I had this morning while I was eating my breakfast. I had Blueprint, Brainstorm, Half Joker, right?
Yeah.
And I had my Blueprint and my Brainstorm set up so they were each bouncing off the Half Joker. So they were like, so if I had a card, if I had a hand of 3 cards or less, those 3 Jokers were vibing off of each other. And my 4th Joker was Stencil. And I had gotten, I had rolled well when I had opened my planet packs on my way through the circuit. Kept on pulling pairs. I was like, all right, great. So I've successfully upgraded pairs quite a bit. And then I got to the final round, and I'm like, all right, let's go. Let's fucking go, baby. And it's like, hey, congratulations. All cards will be debuffed until you have sold a Joker.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Yep. And I'm like, well, like, fuck me, And, it just like it really just it depends on what you get in that last. Oh man, but you see what I mean, man? Like the taste.
Yeah, definitely in the jaws of defeat, looking at victory. I hear you.
Oh, I like I've been doing most of my orange deck pushing on checkered deck.
Hell yeah, I love checkered deck.
Yeah. Unlocked both the Bloodstone and the Arrowhead.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, those are fun. Um, and like I like the fact that like the the two jokers that you will likely unlock as a result of um, playing a lot of checkered deck,
Mhm.
which are the Arrowhead and the Bloodstone, um, basically encourage you to stop playing flushes.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, they're like, look, you're playing the flush deck. Stop. Um, because the Arrowhead gives you all that like gives you just like huge chips. And so you've got like the chips. You got like the chips from the Arrowhead and the molt from the Bloodstone. Like and like man, like there's things that like, but even more than the um the orange steak win, which I want real bad.
Mhm.
Even more than the orange steak win, something else I want um is Rocky. I need my 1,000,000 point hand. I need a million
Ah.
point hand.
Okay. For sure.
Yeah. I mean, one because a 1,000,000 point hand that's cool as hell, and
Mhm.
also two, there's a Joker tied to a 1,000,000 point hand.
Oh, word? Which one?
The Idol.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm like, there's a Tiki themed Joker, and I don't have it yet.
Yeah,
Like,
that sounds right.
yeah,
Well, I mean, if it helps at all, it does look like it's a fairly common achievement. Like million chips looks like little under half of like players have it. Um, I wouldn't try to do it like on a high stake run. I would just like try to do like something simple on like a lower stake and then just like push into like post 8 until I hit it. I mean, that's a little cheesy, but like I mean, if you want to get it, that's probably what I would do.
yeah. I mean, there's. I mean, I thought about like maybe shifting to abandoned deck for pushing on orange stake.
Okay.
Um, because one of the things I love about abandoned deck um, is that like what's it called again? Like ride the bus, ride the train, whatever the fuck.
I think
Um,
read the bus, I think is
yeah,
right.
the one which like gives you a benefit for not playing any hands with face cards in it. Yeah,
Right.
yeah, and it's just like as long as you're not adding um, face cards to your abandoned deck, there are no face cards in your abandoned deck.
Hmm.
Uh, so all that Joker does is grow, uh, which that's great. That's great. That's
Hmm.
super.
I think
Um,
there's actually a challenge for that setup. Like it's abandoned deck and you start with that Joker. I might be
I
talking out of my ass, but I feel like I've seen it.
yeah, like I just started dipping into the challenges
Ah, okay.
because yeah, when I was like when I hit a wall on orange, I was like, man, I need to start doing push-ups. I was like, I need
That's
to go
healthy.
do the challenges, which I feel like was a good idea because I was like, this will keep me limber. This will help me, like focus on maybe like maybe some of the components of the game that like I'm not thinking about clearly enough. Like and it's
Mm.
very obvious that, like the challenges are designed to get you to focus on like different elements of the game. Like okay, like here's a Joker focused one. Like here's a money focused one. Like um it's really like it's a very at its high level it's a very delicate balancing act. And like
Yeah.
I have just started like learning the magic of like destroying cards in your deck. Um,
Word.
yeah, um,
I used to be really afraid of it, honestly. But like,
yeah.
it has its uses.
Um, one of the runs where I got close on Orange Shake, I had like whittled my deck down to um, 32 cards, um, and they were all hearts because I had used um, some tarot cards for changing suit,
Mhm.
and so like I had blown up all of the spades in my deck, and then what spades were left, I changed into hearts. So it was an all heart deck,
Okay.
um, and then on like round 7, it's like, hey everybody, all hearts are debuffed.
Yep,
I was
that'll
like,
happen sometimes.
yep. Um, but oh, man, but it's oh, what a game! What a fucking game!
True.
Yeah,
Actually, this fucked me up this week. There's a couple guys who stream fairly regularly, and they're having a bit of a week because they're both very into Slay the Spire 2, and they were talking about how like the market is pricing some games like like not pure like video game pricing is not driven by market forces like somewhat but not like really like it's kind of like stuck where they are and he was saying that like Balatro if it were purely subject to market forces would would cost $500 and like that's a tough pill to swallow as anyone who wants to play Balatro but if I really think about it like if if the only thing that controlled how expensive Balatro was how much someone was willing to pay for it, it landing about $500 would probably make some sense. There's an even more egregious number for Slay the Spire, the original, but that was a thing that like has been bouncing around in my head for the past couple of days.
it's like I mean, one of the things like I mean, y'all know like that how much I like appreciate like the idea of just like mechanical perfection. How I love the idea of like all of the pieces fitting together just so to create like this, you know, just seamless, elegant experience. And
Yeah,
like I just like Balatro, like I just think about like how many AAA games that come out now, which are just like absolutely embarrassing slop. You know, just like it's like, what are you even doing over there? And like,
in the same conversation, he actually said that Forspoken uh, would be like 250 MSRP, which is another thing, but we don't have time to unpack that right now.
and then you know, like you've got sort of like Balatro, which can like stand like shoulder to shoulder with shit like Metroid and Mario. It's just as far as just you're like, yep, you're like everything here is absolutely perfectly balanced. Like I have found myself standing over the toaster, humming the fucking Balatro music, waiting for my toast to eject. I'm
It
like,
is what
oh
it
no.
is.
I'm like, the hooks are in deep. The hooks are in deep. Um, man, God, I wish I had started playing this game 2 years ago. I really do.
I hear that. I'm
Yeah.
going to share something with you. I'm going to share a screen since we're in Discord anyhow. There's a demo for a video game that I've been playing lately called Rune Dice, and it's like it is a roguelike. It like you kind of have like a map and like you build out a thing, but you're still deck building, but you're deck building basically like a set of dice that expands over the course of your run. And like the main mechanic is that you're kind of like pool shooting a die into a pool of dice, and if it hits a number that matches, it'll fuse with that die and add two of them to the queue that will attack the enemies that are floating at the top of the screen like a fucking idle game, and then it will bounce toward the closest same number die. So like the idea is that like you're kind of playing something between Peggle and like a deck builder like Slay the Spire. And then like it's like class based, so like there are classes that use a particular die. Like the one that's on screen is a rogue, which is on the 10, and they like have bombs. They have the ability to backstab, which will like attack the rearmost target instead of the frontmost one, and
Yeah.
like things like dodge, where like they'll just like avoid a hit that
You
the
know,
enemies are
something that
about to
I'm
shoot.
looking at here, which I think is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Because like I do see the hooks here.
Yeah.
Like this is something which like I found like superficially interesting, but like there just wasn't enough there.
Mhm.
Was there was a whole genre of games um, that like burned hard in like phone spaces for a while, um, where you're merging pieces of fruit, where you would like shoot a piece of fruit and you're like,
Ah,
okay, like I've got two lemons, and so now they're an orange, that kind of thing.
yeah, it kind of looked like a Tetris like block game. I think I remember what
Yeah,
you're talking about.
but but the appeal of it was that you have like a rectangular space like oriented vertically because of the phone, and then you would like shoot the fruit, um, and because it was like shooting the fruit, there was a component of the game that was like physics based.
Right. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Where yeah, where you're like trying to like you were thinking about like, oh, if I bounce off that wall, then I can get a watermelon, that kind of stuff.
Right, right, right. Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
right. And so like I look at this and I see that there's like a mechanical richness and like a strategy richness.
Hmm.
But like that same kind of like tactile satisfaction from interacting with physics that came from like the
Exactly.
fruit merging bullshit. It's like I was like, oh wow, like what if somebody actually laid some interesting complexity on top of the fruit merging genre?
Yeah.
Um, yeah,
Someone had that idea. Someone have a prototype. It's still in demo, but like
yeah.
I've turned on this demo at least like, I don't know, 7 times in the past couple of weeks. And there were a couple of nights where I just kind of sat up and I'm like, hold on, I think I can clear all these bosses on hard mode. They have a built-in hard mode for like the first like three like maps that you can play on or whatever. I played the shit out of Rogue. There's also a mage. I think those are the starting classes. I think it's like uh Rogue, Warrior, and Mage. That have like their different quirks and whatnot. But it's a good time. I liked it a lot. I'm looking forward to seeing what they do. I might actually write them a review for this demo. I've been meaning to get more into reviews this year because I feel like I touch a lot of stuff, and maybe I should talk about it more. Mm.
Yeah, yeah. Also, crazy enough, we have a podcast.
Yeah, that's true, right? I like forget, but also not. You know what I mean? But it's a whole other thing. God, I need to play more Demon School. I cry because I still haven't finished Demon School. I haven't been in the right headspace for it, I think.
Um,
But it's still super sick.
so, something I'll quickly mention before I get into some other stuff um, is uh, I haven't gotten into it yet, y'all, but I did want to alert you that uh, I have I have purchased X1000. Um,
What's that?
wait, no, is it not? Is that not the name? Have I screwed up the name? Um, all right, maybe I screwed up the name. But there's a video game that y'all have told me to purchase. Um, maybe I
Thousand
screwed
X
it.
Resist?
Thousand X Resist.
1,000 X
Okay.
resist.
Okay. Ooh. I was
Oh,
like,
I'm
what
so
is
sorry.
X1000? What is this? Oh my god. Okay.
Well, anyway,
Ooh, I thought I was
Listen,
having a
man.
stroke. All
but,
right.
No, no.
but yeah, I bought that, and
Mhm.
I have been distracting myself with other games, and so I haven't gotten into it yet. So sorry, but hopefully by the next time that we gather to record, I will have played this game.
I
Um,
do want to say, even though the Thousand X Resist is a narrative focused game, it is surprisingly sessionable. You know what I mean? Because I remember there was a thing that we talked about before, where there are some games where like you sit down, you expect, like let's say you boot up a Balatro, you expect it, you know what you're expecting to get out of say like 30 minutes of play, and so
sure.
it's an easier decision to like sign on to. While I do believe the sessions in Thousand X Resist are a bit longer, the chapters are pretty well like segmented, and so I do think there are meaningful like sessions in about an hour, hour and a half if you are interested in blocking out like X amount of time to play the game.
Oh, cool. Okay, that is helpful. That is actually very helpful.
I'm glad I could be of service.
Yeah. Let's see here. Recommendation for Tegan. Video game entitled Under the Island.
Okay. What is Under the
Um,
Island?
Yes. It is a 2D Zelda-like. And the dungeoning is pretty good. You'll find nice, good dungeon puzzles. Oh, Rocky, are you pulling up a helpful stream to show the title? There it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're a loudmouth little redhead girl with a hockey stick.
Oh, wow. You mean
Yeah.
me? That's just me in game? Wow.
Yeah. It's this fun, really attractive Zelda game where you're just a little loud redhead, and I was just like, man, I should bring Zelda game where you are a loud little redhead to Tegan.
That's true. I am the Zelda game aficionado,
Yeah,
I guess.
and I
Okay.
know that one of the things we had talked about, when talking about Zelda of late is yeah, shrines are great, but dungeons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely prefer dungeons to shrines.
Right.
Hmm.
And this, I think that this is a thing that it's designed to scratch that itch.
Okay.
Yeah.
It has a demo.
I'll give it a shot.
Yeah. I do love there's a very there's an early item that you get, which is like a thing that shoots. It's like a wand that shoots a fireball, and and after I got my wand that shoots a fireball, I thought I was trapped in a room, and I was like, "Oh no, I'm trapped in this room." And it was the game kind of scolding me into making sure that I was thinking of the Zelda headspace. Because when I fired the thing across a chasm, the light cast by my little fireball from the wand revealed that there were mostly invisible tiles, but the light cast off of the fireball revealed them.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, and I'm like, okay, this is good. Yeah, I because one of my favorite things in Zelda games is when a item has a second but not obvious purpose. Sure, a boomerang is a weapon, but you can also use it to activate things and such. So yeah, that's another thing this game is good at. Items having second but not obvious purposes. The writing is funny. The space is fun and cute. It's very much like an intentional, adoring Zelda one of the very first things that happens in the game is going into a cave where you would get a sword. And there is a note left that somebody already took the sword, and so that's why you have the hockey stick.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah. A good time Zelda.
Okay.
Yeah. Here's something else that I've been playing, which I'm not sure if this is for either of you, but something that I've been into is this game called Big Hops.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's man, I how to describe the DNA of Big Hops? Um, it very much like it has the vibe. Like mechanically, Big Hops feels like something like that sits between like a 3D Mario, um, a 3D Zelda game, and then like a uh, PS2 Spider-Man game.
For
Um,
sure.
yeah, like the swinging that you do with your frog tongue feels a lot like PS2 generation, like web slinging as far as like the physics goes.
Hmm.
Um, and the jumping's real. Rocky the jumping's real good.
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, real good jumping, and it lays out its like level structure, and its dialogue trees. Like there's a lot of like just like um the way that it like cans the appearances of things that feels very very like Zelda like.
Hmm.
Like for example, like when you acquire a thing for the first time in the game, the animation like screams like Ocarina.
For sure.
Um, and and as it starts like introducing like new stuff, like there's like a huge diversity of um environmental challenges that like really makes the game feel very very varied. When I got to like the second world, I was like, oh shit, this is Super Mario Galaxy now. Um, where there's like these like different spaces and like there with like variable gravity. It was like, oh, if I jump from this planetoid to this planetoid, like at this point in the jump, what is down will change.
Hmm.
Um, and it's a game that like anticipates a player is going to have like a decent history with 3D iterations of Nintendo's two largest 3D properties. It expects you to have played a lot of 3D Mario and 3D Zelda games. So I guess this might be a reco for both of you, depending on if you're in the mood for it. But like, it's got a great look to it. Like you can see here, like I love this kind of like soft cell shaded animation.
Hmm.
Your frog's got a lot of character. Yes, buy outfits for your frog. Um, and it has a cute sense of humor. Um, and like there, yeah, there we go. Yeah, like stuff like that. Sorry, I'm being terrible to our listeners. Where it just showed our frog jumping into a floating uh, ball of water and
Hmm.
then like swimming up to get to the top of it to jump out, which is like very much like a mechanic that was like introduced in like Mario games. Um, and but was when it was introduced to Mario games, it was like in a 2D space, in like the Wii and Wii U 2D Mario's, and this is like implying like applying the same mechanical exercise to a 3D environment. So very very cool, very fun. Um, apparently, it was originally like crowdfunded.
That makes
Um,
sense to me.
I can definitely see this appealing to um, like Kickstarter snobs. You know,
It
like
does
people
look like
doing
a very ambitious project that like
yeah.
is curated for a particular audience.
Oh yeah, most stuff. See here. Um, I haven't had a chance yet to spend a lot of time with it, but I have dipped into Thirsty Suitors.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you think so far?
Um, let's see here. Like I find that like I find I guess like the combat such as it is
Hmm.
like satisfying, and I find like the interactions with like the X's and the locals, especially like your aunt who runs like the the garage, to like all be
Oh,
very satisfying.
she's the best,
Oh,
honestly.
she's so good. Here's the thing that I wish was more satisfying: the
Okay.
skateboarding.
Yeah, that's
Um,
fair.
yeah, like the skateboarding doesn't like have like a real weight to it and real like it doesn't. I mean, I guess I was hoping for Tony Hawk, and it's definitely not.
Yeah, I mean, I get that. I do think it feels like an homage to Tony Hawk, but this is the kind of thing I remember I've talked to one of our cohorts about it, Raglan. It was just like, this is a really ambitious game, and I wish they had more money. Like, it's one of those
Yeah,
things where like, it feels like they had a lot of ideas that they built out. Like, these are, I would argue that Thirsty Suitors is largely like several different prototypes with a through line narrative with a strong emotional core, and I think that's fine, honestly. But like, yeah, I think like the turn based RPG part could have been more robust, even though I like it a lot. I think the snowboarding, not the snowboarding, the skateboarding, is like sufficient as like a skateboarder, but it's not outstanding by any measure. And even like the cooking simulations, which I love a lot, like I feel like could have been tuned in like been a bit more precise in a couple of different ways. But you know, it's a solid time sink. Like I think as a complete package, I think it works. But you're right, there are parts of it that are just like not as polished as they could have been, and I think it's just because it was a smaller team.
I think this is. I think it's interesting that like you specifically called that out about the like the cooking simulator part. Um, I think it might be since like a lot of the way that Thirsty Suitors sells itself to people is be like, hey, do you have affection for this currently underserved genre type?
True.
And maybe depending on which currently is underserved genre type you showed up for, that's the one that that we all apply like the strictest ruler on. Like
Yeah,
yeah, because I was like, hello, hi, I am here for the skateboarding.
that's fair.
Yeah, and they're like,
And like
well,
the skateboarding's fine. It's just it's not incredible. And like I don't know. I find it hard to hold it against them. I want to see what happened with their latest game. I don't know if you've seen, but Outer Loop Games is I can't remember if it's already out or if it's soon to come out still. Dos Divas. No, it comes out on April 14th. Um, and it is another like turn-based RPG, but there's there's a continuing like cooking mechanic. This time you also have an upgradable like spirit mech, and you kind of have like a bit of base building that's more focused on like community relationships rather than building structures.
wait, what's the name of this new one?
Dosa Divas. It's supposed to be due like mid next month. Actually, a month from recording, where we're at right now.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Battle of Evil, Fast Food Empire, and a spicy narrative turn-based RPG. And again,
Yup.
it's got the look again.
Hmm.
Um,
They're doing stuff for sure. Like, I'm interested in it. I may not be like excited. I don't know if I'm gonna day one this or anything, but like,
uh,
uh, I am looking forward to it for sure. I like Outer Loop. I like what they've been doing, and they definitely have like a pulse on something real. And so, like, allowing them to continue their work seems like a good deal for everyone involved, as far as I can tell.
The other thing I think they have is like a distinct style and voice, which a lot of modern video games do not have, you know?
Right.
And so that's nice to see.
Yeah. Definitely a lot of games that are desperately trying to sound the same so they can fight for the same customers, and like I don't care.
Hmm.
But yeah, um, I hope you enjoy your time with Thirsty Suitors because like there are like both what would I say? There are both relatable but also truly despicable exes that you interact with in the game. Um, and it definitely stands to make Jala a like complicated character. And I think like the resolution of it is also very, very good, even by like JRPG standards. Like I think they this game is definitely a gem. And maybe it wouldn't be a crown jewel or anything, but if they keep cooking, I'm pretty sure they'll make one.
I'm glad they did not shy away from like giving her scumbag qualities. Um,
True.
um, like it just got it. I mean, it took me forever to really realize that, like, say, like the point of Scott Pilgrim is that he's a scumbag. Um,
That's fair. It
yeah,
happens.
it's like that's actually why we're here. Um, uh, uh, and so like this, this like reign of emotional carnage that she's left behind her as a protagonist. I'm like, oh, okay, like this checks out. I also like love that like her relationship with her like sister is messy and shitty, and uh, it's yeah. Like I like sure the skateboarding's not perfect,
Sure.
um, but it has enough going on that I find interesting and good, to keep me coming back.
Yeah,
Um,
that makes sense to me.
yeah,
I've actually been thinking about like because I forgot I saw some ad or something about like a game. It's only on Instagram where it was just like, yeah, so like in most video games, like your protagonist is the hero. Ours is not, and like they're definitely trying to sell something, but it reminds me of like something between that like era where like all media was trying to be gritty, like fucking 2006 to like 12 or something. And then like there was also there was a moment where like they were anti-heroes were like super in, and it was just like people were asking for more emotional complexity as opposed to like simply following like a jackass. And I think like things like Thirsty Suitors is hitting a place with that tone that I like a lot more. That it's
yeah,
just like we want complicated characters because simple motivations get boring after a while.
yeah.
And I think like there is more understanding, not understanding. Well, because I don't want to say that like narrative designers haven't been doing this because that's not the case. It's more like it's definitely like a business decision where like this person has to be a hero because people have to like them, otherwise they're not going to buy the video game. And like we can like people that aren't exactly always good, which I
And this
think.
is one of the like, and man, okay, so time to get out to like we're gonna swing wide into like larger, big ideas for a second here.
Sure, sure, that's
Um,
fine.
it is I think that there has unfortunately been like the last 20 years a lot of like flattening of this idea that like the way that we emotionally relate to media speaking to our own morality and like that's so bad like that's not real um and this idea that like if you feel emotionally connected to a character in a piece of fiction that does evil things, then that means that you are evil. And I'm like, how did we get here? And so like now there's a lot of like market demand, uh, right now in the market for like very very flat, very simple characters and like lots of like flat, simple narratives where it's like we're following the story of Bob. Bob, gets up every day, believes the right things, brushes his teeth, and he is now going to go out on a mission which we clearly understand as good, and he will
Right.
do the right things.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it's like, like uh, sure, but like we have like a long, proud cultural attachment to like characters who are not necessarily making the right choices. Like it's so weird because like generations of 20-somethings proudly hung up the fucking poster for Scarface in their dorm room. And I see like the current cultural shield for that is, people can't just say like, I like Tony Montana. They have to go like, oh well, I find Tony Montana interesting. I think Tony Montana is interesting. Like, nah, man, you like Tony Montana. Like, you're like, it's okay. Like, there's something about like Al Pacino like headbutting a pile of cocaine and they go, say hello to my little friend that you like. It's okay. It doesn't make you a bad person to like Tony Montana. Um, it just, I do agree. We do need more complex characters, but like I I listeners, wherever you are, whoever you are, like I want to let you know, it's okay to sometimes like a piece of shit. It's fine. There's something about it that like resonates, and just interrogate what that is inside of you, and you figure out what you like, what you like about it. But like it doesn't make you bad. It doesn't. It's a story. It's a story.
I'm with you, Brian, but I feel like the step, and I think the real problem as to why like people don't cop to liking these kinds of characters is because they don't interrogate what they mean to them or in general. You know what I mean? Like there are people who will like. I agree that there are cool things about Tony Montana, but I've definitely met actual terrible people, like real life villains who like Tony Montana, and they use Tony Montana's a position in like cultural memory to justify the terrible shit that they do. And
Right.
like that part's not great for sure. But like that doesn't make it evil to like Tony Montana. It means you have to know what that means and decide what that relationship is to you. And like there are a lot of people who are, some of which are just not equipped to do so, but definitely people who just simply won't. You know what I mean? And um I think we should interrogate the things that we like personally, and we don't have to do it for sure, but I think it's a good idea, generally speaking.
Yeah, sure. Like figuring out like why something resonates with you, like when we like something or when we like a character, when something makes us angry or gets us turned on or makes us laugh, like trying to understand like why we react to things like is so valuable. Like media, whether it's film or video games or books, like media is a mirror. Um, and like that's um, and I think like if I had sat down and thought about like why I was connecting so strongly with, say, like Welcome to Japan, Miss Elf.
For sure.
Like I probably would have figured out like, oh, this is maybe me uh thinking about wanting to spend more time with games again. Like this idea of like immersive interactive alternate reality, and like the way that
Mm,
immersive interactive alternate reality is like a different way to like like emotionally engage with self. Um, because like it's a different kind of exercise of like sitting down and reading or watching a film.
right.
Um,
Yeah.
like it was like maybe the reason like watching that show like I think it was like my brain pining for that kind of experience, because at the time all I was doing was playing fucking Hearthstone and hating it. Um, Speaking of which, Hearthstone has a new expansion coming out on Tuesday. Guess who will not be lined up? Very excited to not be there for the new expansion on Tuesday.
My guess is Mr. Brian Cartwright.
That's right. Have fun, everybody. Have fun. Um, I saw a interview with Jeff Kaplan, former director of Overwatch, talking about why he left Blizzard.
Did you watch it? It was like 5 hours.
I did like highlights.
Okay, for sure.
Yeah,
I'm not clowning
uh,
you. I was just like, I remember looking at it, I was like, sheesh.
yeah. And he was talking about why he left Blizzard.
Mhm.
Um, and he said that the reason that he left Blizzard was that there was top down direction that said we need to make all the money now, and to incorporate that into design decisions. Um,
Ooh, I should
and that wasn't something he was comfortable with doing.
Yeah.
Um, like, yeah, and I get it. Like, like it really just kind of like threw away all this like credibility that like Blizzard had developed over decades for like these like like finely crafted games.
I'm really bummed about it because I personally was excited for like Overwatch League to work, but
Yeah,
like, history has not been kind to that impulse, it turns out. Um, I'm looking. We pulled that article earlier this week, or like there was like a write up for it in Rock Paper Shotgun,
yeah,
and there was a quote in it where Kaplan says that the company's CEO issued him an ultimatum, and I quote, "He gives me a date, which at the time was 2020, but was going to slip into 2021, but at the time it was 2020. He said that Overwatch has to make a redacted amount of money due to Kaplan's confidentiality agreement with Blizzard in 2020. And then every year after that, it needs a recurring revenue of a redacted amount of money. And if it doesn't do the redacted amount of money, we're going to lay off 1,000 people, and that's going to be on you," the CFO says to Kaplan. And like, that's fucking nuts, man. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
what
That's
is
not. Here's the thing. Like, that's not how games work.
that?
That's not how games work.
It's been, oh fuck.
That's super garbage.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy.
Oh, if it doesn't make that amount of money, that's on you. Fuck you, man.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Yeah. That doesn't make any fucking sense.
Yeah.
Um,
I love finding out how the people who are in charge of making decisions about video games just simply do not understand how or why they work.
True.
You know? It's so cool and so interesting. And it really does a lot for my imposter syndrome, you know?
I hear that,
Because
man.
like,
Like,
I may not know how things work, but I'm not that bad about it.
imposter syndrome is over. Guys, listen to me. Dear listener, if you think you can't do something, I promise you there is someone that is less qualified, less careful, and less prepared than you fucking it up right now. I
And
swear to God.
they're doing it with the help of an AI assistant, you know?
Oh man. And they're blowing money that you couldn't even dream of to just fuck this shit up royally. So take your time. Make the thing that you want to make. Fucking the guy that made Balatro Local Thunk was like quietly working on this thing for like 7 years by themselves with like, no, there wasn't like open beta testing. They didn't like have millions of dollars flowing in like every year so they could keep like drawing the cards in 3D or whatever. It was a labor of love. They made a thing, and luckily it shook out for them. Not everyone's going to be local thug. Most people won't. But the idea is that if you love what you're doing, if you really want to put it together and do it right, do it right. Take your time. Don't kill yourself over it. But like, make the thing that you want to make.
and make the thing that you want to make, and may you find the confidence of a man wearing a Patagonia vest.
Oh man.
May you have the confidence of a guy who uses the phrase circle back on a Zoom call.
Jesus Christ. Honestly, I haven't been on a Zoom call in years, and I think I'm better for it.
Man. So a couple other games I wanted to mention. Um, uh, I picked up a game called Luxman Moonlit Market.
Okay.
And the reason I picked it up was that I heard fans of Balatro and Slay the Spire will love it. And the look of it has a look which is like very reminiscent of like 1930s like Fleischer style cartoons. So hey Cuphead fans, here you go. Um, and the whole bit of it is that you're running like a traveling carnival. Like you come to a town and you have to figure out how to arrange your attractions in order to like make the most customers happy. And so you have like 3 slots to set up your attractions, and the various like customer lines like that are created. Like you might have like a customer who comes who is willing to travel to all 3 attractions, or you might have one who will only go to the attraction directly in front of them, and so you have to like figure out how to like um, configure your attractions. And you're like, oh, here's a guy um, who is like not excited to be here at all, um, and he will actively work to make your carnival do worse by like filing a complaint and asking for a refund. You can't afford to refund him, so you have to find the thing that he hates the least, so that way he won't ask for a refund. And so you're balancing all this shit, and then there's various buffs and debuffs. They're like again like most of your deck builders, like half the strategy occurs between individual sessions, um, and it seems neat,
Okay.
but in a world where Slay the Spire 2 just came out, it feels like it's probably going to get lost in the fucking mix.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's see here. Uh, very much a Brian thing. I started playing a game called Ooh.
Okay.
Uh, and Ooh, it's a platformer where you are a cute little caterpillar,
Mm-hmm.
um, and your body is made up of bombs.
Terrifying. Sure, let's do
Yes.
it.
So what this does is it essentially like turns the act of jumping into like a multi-button execution. So like you can like remove one of the bombs from your body, and depending on where you are in position of it when you separate it, um, it will then fire you in a different direction.
Okay.
It might like fire you forward or fire you up. Like, are you on top of the separated segment? Are you in front of the separated segment?
Mm-hmm.
And and like as you progress deeper into the game, you then are able to like get more and more segments to your body, and your body regrows. So like when you separate a segment to bomb, like that's fine. It'll regrow. But as you get longer, what that means is that the things that can be asked of you mechanically can become more complicated.
Sure.
So you can get fired into the air by the first bomb, at which point, while midair, you can release the second bomb, detonate, and fire yourself forward.
Okay.
Yeah. Um, and the way it's set up topographically is very, very much Metroidvania. It 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 has a look and a feel which is very much like 8-bit Japanese platformer. Um,
Neat.
yeah. Oh, yep. So that Metroid spirit, I think you saw a frog there with its tongue hanging out in one of the earlier pictures.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the Metroid style gating. So when you encounter a frog, with its tongue hanging out, the frog will not like stop blocking your path until you feed it a fly,
Okay.
uh, which means you have to go find a fly to bring to the frog, and like flies will just follow you. But like things like the checkpoint flags. Checkpoint flags will eat flies if you just like walk past them. So like you have to like jump around checkpoint flags in order to like keep track of your flies to take to the frogs.
Oh,
Um,
it reminds me a lot of Celeste, actually.
yeah, yeah. Like it has like this like Celeste is like a good pull. Um, it, it it's like what if a Japanese dev made Celeste on a Commodore 64?
Yeah, I think actually even more directly, I think this reminds me a lot of the version of Celeste that's playable within Celeste that's like made for Pico 8.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, this looks like a Pico 8 like prototype of like a different like puzzle platforming game where like your primary mechanic is bomb jumping as opposed to like
Yeah,
jumping. That's cool.
yeah, yeah. Um, I know that like precision appeals to you, Rocky. So like, who knows? Um, and I wanted to take a look at this one because there was just recently like a an indie games awards,
Mhm.
and
Yeah, IGF.
and I saw that this one like was nominated in like several categories, and I was like, oh, look at this lauded platformer. I should look at lauded platformer and see what is up with it.
Word.
Uh, let's see here. And so, as a person who spent less than 5 minutes with the first Slay the Spire, well,
Mhm.
all I did with the first Slay the Spire was like see that people were talking about it, buy it, touch it, and then probably stop touching it.
Mhm.
Um, I have picked up Slay the Spire 2,
Mhm.
and hey, Slay the Spire 2 has multiplayer.
It is indeed. Yeah.
Crazy time.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I'm really looking forward to getting in there and hopefully slaying the spire with you, sir.
For sure, man.
Yeah.
Actually, I think we might be doing something on Wednesday. Like, because I just recently finished Shin Megami Tensei 4 on stream, and so I was gonna take some time off, but I'm might do some like friendly Slay the Spire multiplayer stuff.
Cool, cool.
Yeah.
See here. Any other game notes? I guess two other ones. One, they have finally introduced cross-platform progression to Hitman,
Ah. Okay.
uh, which meant that this week I was able to boot up Hitman on my Steam Deck and say, Hitman, go fetch all of my progress from Xbox. And it
Hmm.
did. Um, and man, it felt good to like just have all my unlocks back. Um, be able to like run around with my favorite little explosive Napoleon vinyl doll.
For sure.
I was like, yep, this is the good stuff. Glad I got my toys back.
Hmm.
Means that I'm now like making contracts on PC. Um, I've noticed that they've rebalanced the physics on a few objects. They've also made it so that way you can now use some of the rubber ducks that require secondary detonation um, as like throwable non-lethals now. So you
Okay.
can knock out somebody with a rubber duck if it's not a rubber duck that impacts on explosion. Um,
Mm.
yeah, so like, oh, I'm like, this is great. That means that like these things are now essentially multifunctional because I can hit somebody with a rubber duck and then go pick up the duck. Um, um, and also the rubber ducks that do explode on impact um, can be targeted and thrown now, like with like like the sinking targeting, which means that you can create some real finicky contracts where you position yourself right by the exit that you want to take, throw a duck, it booms, and then you leave. So that way, you're out before somebody technically discovers the body. but it was nice to start getting in there and start like immediately like placing on leaderboards again. With now that I have all my unlocks on various contracts. There was a contract up this morning that was like um, that was like nice and simple and clean. It was kill the guy Rocco in the Sapienza level, the guy who's standing on his balcony, but do so wearing the kitchen assistant outfit using a pistol. It's like, oh man, I was like, I wonder how high I can place on the leaderboards, um, just fresh out the gate. You know, well, now that I've got all my gear, and like first crack at it, like I'm 70th on the leaderboard. It's like, yeah, um, it it feels good. It feels good.
Still got
Uh,
it.
yeah, yeah. And then I guess the last thing is somehow in like the last 3 weeks, on top of everything else, I've managed to find like uh, an inordinate amount of time to play Skyrim. Um,
Ooh, hold on. Fuck, Brian. There's a video game. There's a new fucking Dark Skyrim that I think you need to know about. I've told you about it before. We haven't been able to look at it at the same time. Fuck, what was it called? I believe it's called Dread Delusion. Those are the words that are floating in my brain, but I'm not sure if that's right. God, hold on. But apparently, it's coming out. It's supposed to be huge. It's supposed to be like a really big deal. Let me just see if I can find it.
I'm looking at this thing right now.
Yeah, is it on Steam? Is it actually called Dread Delusion? Did I make that up?
An open world game that yes came out 2 years ago.
Just came out 2 years ago. Is that right?
Yeah, it came out in May of 2024.
Was that like early access or?
Maybe. Like it looks like it is, but it's having a promotion right now. So maybe
Okay,
this is it coming out of maybe. Uh,
maybe that's what I was thinking.
maybe the promotion is a result of um, it exiting early access or something. But this very much looks like, oh yeah, like this has the look of like a Bethesda style open world.
Yeah.
Um, oh, oh my god! Like, I'm looking at like the frames on the walking animation are the same. Okay, all right,
Yep. Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, I guess it did come out in 2024. I don't remember why. I feel like I told you something about it, but I feel like it was just like I don't remember what changed recently or why it's just on promotion. But I remember telling you about it at some point, but I didn't really have a lot to say at the time, and I didn't really show it to you. I think I may have just linked the trailer. But yeah, I think you'd fuck with this, honestly.
I'm loving this skybox.
Hmm.
I'm a sucker for a weird skybox.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Uh, hope to know how big this world is. Uh, oh, you've got a fly. Oh, there's a flying fucking. Oh, okay. This is great.
Hmm.
Um, when you tell me that your Bethesda jank will also scratch my Skies of Arcadia itch, now you're rubbing my rhubarb. Uh, oh. Oh, okay. All right. This might be why you're thinking about this, Rocky.
Hmm.
Um, is the devs of this game have a new game coming out?
Ah, okay. What are they doing? Tell me more, lovely Hellplace. What are you up to these days?
They have a game coming out called Entropy, which is a tactical turn-based RPG. Um, where you form a party of mercenaries to stop a demonic incursion. So, all right. Do you want to play a tactics game?
I mean, I love a tactics game.
Yeah, and also this definitely has a look like these guys are kind of real distinct look. Jeez,
They're really swinging on it. They believe in it. They're all about it.
It's just want to like casually mention a conversation I had with a friend, like within like the last week, where they said to me like, "Man, I think I might be done with games. Like, I feel like video games don't really speak to me anymore." And I told him like, "Dude, I'm like, it's not that video games aren't fun anymore. It's just that like, don't go look at stuff that like platform stakeholders are trying to sell you. Because the games that like Sony is going to try to sell you are boring.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like the games that Microsoft is going to try to sell you are boring. And, tragically, like a lot of times now, the games that Nintendo is going to try to sell you are also boring. Like, I can't tell you how much, like, in the last month, I kept on, like, reading headlines which are like, new Mario tennis game, shockingly mid. I'm like, why is anybody surprised at this? Why is anybody surprised that the Mario tennis game is, like, mid as fuck? Like, it just...
I mean, on the other hand, Pokemon Pokopia best thing since sliced bread, apparently. So
Yeah, like
it's very much like what's going on.
Yeah.
Oh man, like reading some of these reports on this new Pokopia, like I'm like, oh, I'm like,
Here's the thing. You know why I think Pokopia is doing so well, and I'm gonna say this with my full chest, and everyone can fight me later. I don't care. Game Freak didn't fucking touch it. That's why it's good.
oh,
Game Freak has nothing to do with this game.
oh.
They provided models and like that's it. And it's good. And that's it. That's the main difference. Somebody else is doing something with Pokemon and it's not Game Freak. Good for them.
Who were the devs on this?
The Dragon Quest Builders guys.
That makes sense.
Also, I should mention that a lot of people have been looking at Pokopia, and like, it's not a Pokemon game. It's definitely wearing the skin of Pokemon, but like, I've been seeing things like it's a Viva Pinata. Like, it's it is a
it's a Dragon Quest Builders. It's an Animal Crossing. It's not a Pokemon game. It's just Pokemon themed.
Right.
I want it so bad.
I hear that. The space is bigger than the platform holders, and the platform holders very much want most people to forget that. And like, I understand they're playing their game, they're trying to protect their bag, but they can fuck right off. Sincerely. There's so many interesting and like deep experiences, wild, unimaginable experiences that are just being put together every day. There's this other thing that I just posted in upcoming releases that I've been looking at. There's in addition to these other games that I've been yelling about, like Never's End and At Fate's End, which are two games that I've been yelling about for about a year now. But there's a new game that seems to be a mixture of Papers, Please, Severance, and Pro Evolution Soccer 2, where you are basically on the outside of a soccer simulator, and you are a virtual referee. And so like you have these like you have to review like the regulations and like watch individual plays and make like clear choices about how these plays shake out. And so like it's not like being in the action, but like if you want to play Pro Evolution Soccer 2, you can just play that. You can just go do that right now. And it just offers a unique experience that like kind of just isn't anywhere else. And there are games like that are happening like every day, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't think there's anything out there like Blippo. Yeah, like there's so much like unique and weird stuff and really really exciting stuff, and like And what's funny is that a lot of um, a lot of this stuff is being sold on the Nintendo Switch, and I say that very specifically. I did not say the Nintendo Switch 2, because a lot of people, I think a lot of folks don't realize how much devs target low specs devices because
Right.
they want to sell as many copies of the video game as possible.
Mhm.
And since I've started more heavily using my Steam Deck, I've had multiple people say to me "Oh, this new game, it works on deck. It works on deck." I'm like, first of all, deck is only 4 years old, right?
Sure.
And the whole appeal of deck was target specs for developers. Creating a large community baseline of people who would be buying stuff, and
Mhm.
the install base of the Switch is even bigger,
Right.
astronomically so.
Yep.
It's I mean, we have talked in the past about the Brazilian game market and how consoles in Brazil hung on decades after they stopped being viable in other markets.
Shout out
And
to
a lot,
we love you.
yep, and a lot of it has to do with the cost of imported items and tariffs, and I'm like, y'all, we're just standing at the front end of shifting into a game market like Brazil. It's thanks to the AI data centers, um, and the increasing cost of rare earth minerals and tariffs. It would not surprise me like if like if the consoles that we have now on the market end up hanging around for another 5 years. Um, I saw this week that Microsoft announced that they are not going to be sending out dev kits for their next console until next year.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, and
But they are
uh,
talking about it. They want people chatting about Project Helix for some reason.
um, well, it seems to be that a lot of what's going on in these early days of the new leadership for the Xbox division is walking back some of the cultural decisions of Phil Spencer. Um, I
Hmm.
see that no longer is everything in Xbox. One of the funniest things fucking said on this podcast in the last year is it was the PS6 is an Xbox, um,
Yeah.
and it looks like no more. They took down all evidence from the Xbox website of the everything is an Xbox ad campaign. That's gone now. Um, Somebody must have reminded them oh well, you can't really have a platform without having an incentive to be on the platform. Um, I don't know what the score is there, but if they're not sending out dev kits until next year, then when are we going to see Project Helix? In a sales environment, it couldn't be any earlier than what 2028, 2029 if they're not sending out dev kits until next year.
I was going to say 29, but they might swing for 28.
Uh, they could swing for 28 if they have a whole bunch of first party titles ready to go. We see how that's worked for
Yeah.
them. I don't know, but I've been sitting here flapping my gums about all the stuff that I've been playing. What have y'all been playing?
I mean, I've been playing a lot of Slay the Spire too. I'm a little bummed that I will never have a character that has over 1 billion HP, but it is what it is. Excuse me. The multiplayer's fun. I've done a couple of clears with some friends. I'm a little embarrassed about playing Ironclad in Slay the Spire 2 right now because it's the first class you unlock, and it's the first one I obviously touched, but it's not. It's by no extension the class I spent the most time with. It was definitely Silent, and I really love new Slay the Spire 2 Silent because they definitely took all the deck archetypes that currently exist and just turned them up. which is solid. You know, it's not a bad deal, especially since we're just in early access. I imagine there may be new cards or new strategies that will like emerge over time, but I'm happy with the way that it is right now. And when I went back to Ironclad, I realized I didn't remember how to play Ironclad. Like there are cards that do things that scare me. Like for example, um Ironclad's like basic ability is that at the end of every like fight, they will recover 6 HP. Which is meant to incentivize you to use your health as a resource. And there are cards that will have you trade some of your health for other things, but obviously if you get to 0 health, your run is over. And I keep avoiding them for that reason. And then there's another archetype that I think is real, but I truly can't remember. But there seem to be several cards supporting the idea that you can exhaust cards at will. And there are a couple of cards, at least that I can think of off the top of my head, that are meant to generate cards in your deck so that you can keep playing. And obviously, you're not exhausting your cards for nothing. Like, you get benefits from them. Sometimes you get block for exhausting. Sometimes you get additional strength, which will make all your attacks more potent as you use them. But, like, I don't have a good schema of what cards I'm looking for and what risk I'm willing to tolerate, to the point
Okay.
that most of my Ironclad runs keep falling apart, which is really starting to piss me off a bit. Were you going to say something, Brian?
Well, I guess I said right. I was active listening. Um,
Oh,
yeah,
cool.
yeah. Um,
Um, yeah.
yeah. I'm like, it is new territory for me. Like I said,
Mm,
the time I spent with the first one was like so statistically insignificant as to not exist. And so, like,
mhm,
when I sat down for the first time with Slay the Spire 2,
mhm.
I'm like, what's the name of the class that like they force you into for like a training run? Um,
Ironclad.
okay, yeah, Ironclad. So I did like Ironclad, and I guess I didn't even really realize the original like the structure, because as I pushed toward like a boss, you know,
Mhm.
um, I was like, "Is this it?" I'm like, am I done now?" And I happened to be online at the time, and in front of no, it's three. Like there's three of this. Like
Yeah, there's
it
three
has a
acts.
3 act structure. Um, because I I originally just thought that I I thought I had Rocky. I thought I had slayed the spire.
For
Um,
sure. It is
yeah,
what it is.
yeah. I'd only third slayed the spire.
Mhm.
But like I wish. Yeah, I wish it was a mo- I wish it was more immediately clear, like how to create synergies. Um, I got a card that intentionally exhausts.
Mhm.
Um, and it did something else cool if you had already done something specific on the turn that you exhausted it.
Oh,
Um,
Evil Eye, right?
yeah,
Yeah, okay.
yeah. Um, and I was like, okay, like it's like I was like, how can I make sure that I set up these if thens?
Mhm.
Um, and then after I did my first Ironclad run, I got into um, the like I guess the stealth build character.
The
Um,
Silent. That's my girl.
yeah, and I'm like, all right. Apparently, I now have 900 fucking shoes.
Shivs.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, like there's got to be something I can do with this. There's got to be
So
something about
many.
yeah. Um,
So what I'll say, Brian, because it is a roguelike, the game very much expects you to not slay the spire very quickly. And so there are unlocks that are tied to like repeated play that will give you access to more cards that flesh out different archetypes, as
yeah,
well as relics for particular classes that will give you a sense of more like of the synergies. To be honest, there are a large number of both relics and cards, and I know there are like gripes about them on either side, but I think it's pretty healthy for them to give you like the deck that they give you to start out with
Yeah.
and expand your options as you continue to play because like you're just not going to grasp it all at once. I don't care who you are. That's just what it is. Um I don't quite remember everything about Ironclad, which is his thing. But the thing is, what when I got to Silent, because I played a lot of Silent, like I've nearly full cleared the game, and not like Act 3, but like Act 3 on like Ascension 20, which is the highest difficulty you can fucking do in Slay the Spire 1. So like I have a pretty strong understanding of like how the Silent works. One thing that I can say, at first, there are generally two major archetypes, possibly a third, that are built around zero cost cards or using things like shibs for your attacks. And like you're ideally you want to get things that will scale with number of attacks over time. Poison, which will, deal damage at the end of your turn. Um, and so like you want things that will stack poison and defensive options that will limit your enemy's ability to defeat you before your poison actually kills them. And then there's discard, which is much stronger in Slay the Spire 2, which is empowered by the keyword sly, where like a card will have a cost that's usually expensive, but if you discard it on your turn, the effect activates for free. And so like those three like archetypes in Slay the Spire 2 are usually how Silent works now. And over time you get like the ability to like add more scaling options into your deck, make shibs do more important things. Like there's a power that's new to Slay the Spire 2 called I forget what it's actually called. But what it does is that it adds retain to all your shibs no matter where they come from, which means if you have shibs in your hand, they won't disappear at the end of your turn. They will sit in your hand and it will make the first shib that you play every turn stronger by like a lot. Like it's like 9 damage for your first 9+ damage on your first shiv, and like it can be upgraded to like 13. So like it encourages a different style of play where you're holding on to your shibs and using them like sparingly, while like buffing them on the side, which is interesting. I'm super excited to explore the implications of it on future runs, but like there's stuff like that. To be honest, Brian, I think you might be best served by like unlocking all of the characters first.
Mhm.
Which is all that's required to do so is just to play a run with each character as you unlock them. Like Ironclad unlocks the Silent, Silent unlocks the Regent, the Regent unlocks uh, the Necrobinder, and the Necrobinder unlocks the Defect, which was the third character in the first game. Um, I think you'd really like the Regent and Necrobinder specifically. The Regent's largely about hand buffing. They have a keyword called Forge, which when you play a card with Forge, it will buff a unique card to the Regent called Sovereign Sword, which is a 2-cost card that does a shit ton of damage, and it will automatically retain. So you can just kind of like hand buff the Sovereign Sword, and over time you get additional powers and make it do other things, like hit an additional time whenever you play it, or there was another thing that it does. You can make it hit twice with Sword Sage. There are things that can make it so it can buff like really large. Like I've seen people buff the Sovereign Sword to like 200. I think I saw one that was like up of like 400 damage on a single swing, which is really really wild. And it's just a 2-cost card. You just kept buffing it the whole time. They also have a secondary resource unique to them called Stars, where certain cards will have a star cost in addition to an energy cost. But there are a lot of star cost cards that have 0 energy cost, and so as long as you can like maintain a star economy parallel to your energy economy, you have a lot more options. Um, and then Necrobinder has a pet, which is like this hand, Osti, that you can summon and buff, and they take unblocked damage before your character does. So like every turn that they survive, their HP total will increase by 1. But there are cards with the keyword summon that will increase that by a larger number, like 5, 7, 13 or so. I think the biggest one I've seen is 20 so far. And so you can end up in situations where like you've buffed Osti to the point where he can soak all the damage that you would be taking on a turn. and you don't even have to block. And they have a debuff as well called Doom, which works a little bit different from Poison, in which if at the end of your opponent's turn, if the amount of Doom is the same as their total health, they will die. But
Oh,
also, unlike Poison, if you uh over like charge them, for example, like you could put, like, for example, an enemy that has 70 health, if you have 80 poison on them, it'll simply kill them at the end of your turn. But if you put 80 doom on a target with 70 health, it will reduce their health total by the excess, which will make the doom itself like easier to access. And there are like other things where you can, like, there's a power that allows you to, or not a power, I think it's a relic that makes it so that doom applied to a target when they die gets applied to another target that's still alive. There are things you can do with that. Um, and then there's the defect, which is a very interesting class, but it's not really beginner friendly. I think I like the fact that they put it at the end.
right.
They have like a quirk where they have these orbs that have passive effects that you can put on your like character that will cycle at the end of your turn, and when they cycle out, they basically have a particular effect. Like frost orbs will add block to you once they cycle out. Lightning orbs will attack like a target randomly, and like dark orbs will like target a like the lowest health target always with like a certain amount of damage. And so you can like put these orbs up and they will just sit there and they'll have a passive effect at the end of your turn and they will cycle forward. But also there are cards that will allow you to cycle them manually so that you can get these attacks out like for like really bursty turns. But the trade-off is that, like, because you're waiting for these passive effects, you have to
Yeah.
play more defensively usually at the beginning of your game or at any particular fight in order to have time to get those things to go off. There's a lot of things happening for sure, but like they mostly take time to wrestle with. Um, it is, I personally, I believe, a deeply satisfying video game, but it's not exactly intuitive, and that's a fair criticism. But I don't think it ultimately holds it back that much.
Yeah. Um, I think that I just need to like spend more time with it. Uh,
Maybe so.
yeah. Like it's. I think that it's tough to say anybody's like obvious synergies are good compared to say I don't know Balatro,
Sure.
um, where um, it becomes like very quickly, even just through naming conventions, like which Jokers fit together.
Hmm.
Uh, but um, I think my plan is to follow your advice, unlock all the classes, and then hopefully hook into some like um so like lower stakes multiplayer stuff because I really need to see how that works in a like a multiplayer environment because I'm so used to like if I'm going to do any kind of deck building or um like I'm so used to this as a single player experience. Like I
No,
think
that's
that
fair.
I think that playing through all of these like unlocking all the characters and spending some time like none of that is going to get me ready for like trying to swim with somebody else. That's going to be a whole new
Mm,
thought.
I think it's different for sure. I've played again. I've played a fair amount of like the game in general, and I do think that multiplayer is different. Part of the differences that I think are important here are that there are some cards that I feel like may only be available in multiplayer that allow you to extend powers to your teammates. Like there's a Necrobinder card that just says summon 8 for all players, which will create basically give everyone on your like team an 8 health pet like Asti. Like obviously you can't buff it the same way that the Necrobinder can, but it means that it's a free 8 health shield for everyone on the team, which is interesting. I wonder if like the Necrobinder can command them all. I don't think they can, but that could be interesting over time. And you can use like there are cards that you can use to affect other players for sure, and there are things that are like cooperative, like for example, states like vulnerable. When you hit an enemy, the enemy themselves would be vulnerable, so everyone gets the benefit of that damage increase.
Right.
And so like there's stuff like that. Outside of that though, my understanding is that like combats are largely like just pumped up a bit, like the health totals are higher. I don't think the damage is especially higher because it does hit everyone like equally, essentially. Like if something's gonna hit you for 6 damage, it's gonna hit everyone else for 6 damage.
Yeah.
Events are mostly not cooperative, except for like when you have to like split spoils. Like if, for example, when you open a chest and there's a relic in it, depending on how many people there are there will be a relic for each person, and then you'll have everyone on screen basically select which relic you want, like collectively. And I do like the interactive map, which is cool because that's new for Slay the Spire 2, where you can like make notes on the map based on like what you want to do, and like everyone in a multiplayer environment would like have a different color, and like it's not even just like making marks on the map, like you can just draw on it. Like I've seen a lot of people doodle and fuck around, and that's fun.
I think it's a deep enough game, it's a rich enough game that I think I'm probably not going to have another solid take on it for like a month.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially since I've got so much other stuff eating up my attention these days. Megan, what are you playing?
Literally nothing.
Fake news.
No, actually, super real news. I haven't had any time for video games recently.
I mean, I believe that much, but also you play Rabbit and Steel with me every Monday.
Yeah, I do play Rabbit and Steel with you every Monday, but like I haven't done anything independently, you know?
I thought you unlocked all the story events in the Kingdom Run.
Like 2 weeks ago? Yeah.
Yeah.
When we would have originally recorded, but I couldn't record.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's fair.
But like not really anything since, you know?
Yeah, I believe you.
That was like the last time I had time to do anything, unfortunately.
That's
busy. Busy. Oh. And honestly, I probably won't have time to play anything until like April, maybe.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's okay.
What's chewing up all your time?
Some IRL like family stuff. Not anything that's like an emergency, but like something my dad is really into. So, you know how that goes.
I do.
So, that's it. I haven't been able to stream. We did the only stream I did this week I think was we did a spelling bee with Aya, with our stream friend Trash Baby Aya, who is a goat VTuber. And I lost. Rocky won.
Yeah, I guess it's the story that history will tell. That makes sense to me.
Yeah. Well, that's okay. I'm allowed to lose at spelling. I'm not good at it. So, I'm getting better, but I'm not good. So, I also had some mean words, but that's okay. There were some mean words and there were some nice words.
Wait, hold on. I actually wrote them all down. Let me see, because I was doing them. I was trying to take this really seriously. Oh man, tubercles got us though. That was kind of nuts.
Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah. Brian, how confident?
Got everybody.
Yeah, tubercles did get everybody actually. Well, except for me. I think I actually got it.
Yeah.
How confident? What?
How confident would you be in spelling the word viviparity? Do you think?
Viviparry?
Nope. Amazing.
I see what you're doing though.
Yeah.
That might be a pronunciation thing because the word is viviparity. Like I might have done that.
So I guess you have to be overconfident and wrong.
I mean, that's good.
Yeah, I got cooked on 2 words close to the end, which were galactosemia and cyclothemia. But it is what it is.
I misspelled ominous and something else. Did I misspell labyrinth? I might have misspelled labyrinth. I definitely misspelled viviparity. I did so hard. I worked so hard. I tried really genuinely.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't. It didn't matter. The efforts were not in vain, but
Mm-hmm. I mean, we all got caught by a crepuscular, though. That one was nuts.
Yeah, nobody spelled that one right.
Mm-hmm.
Crepuscular?
Crepuscular.
What's a crepuscular?
God, great fucking question.
Let me grab it again real quick. Crepuscular is of or like twilight. Also can be described as dim or active primarily at dawn or dusk or both. Use of animals. Like there are plenty of insects that are actually crepuscular. But it's usually referring to like, the in-between time of like dusk and like true like sunlight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Crepuscular.
It was very good. It was a very fun time. I did not do well, but and also yesterday because of all the wind. Yesterday, as of time of recording, because of all the wind, my power got knocked out, and it was out for like 2 days. Got knocked out on Friday, and it didn't come out like midday on Friday, and it didn't come back until like late Saturday. So
we had some shorts on our end, but like it ultimately stayed up. There was just I had like a disruption at work, and like my Bluetooth was working wrong on my computer for like a day, but like that's not the same.
Yeah. There were how like when you report an outage, you can like look up the outage map and see how everybody in your area is doing to see if like, oh, this is just me, or like, oh no, this is like a huge problem. The whole map was all colors. It was just too many different colors, and it's just we don't know what's going on. Sorry. You'll get an update. You'll get an update by like Saturday at 11 p.m. as to when your power will be back on. Haha. Anyway.
Oh no.
It was so funny. And I just happened to like refresh the map at like 3 p.m. and was like, the circle that's over where I live is gone. Like the big circle that I was a part of does that mean it's back?
Are we so back?
Are we so back? And we were. And now today and tomorrow we're gonna have more big windstorm. Yay. So it's entirely possible that in 2 hours it will be so over again,
Fair enough. Godspeed, Teeks.
Thanks. I'm doing my best,
Mm-hmm. Hate for you to get kicked out during anime. That would really suck.
I will cry. It'll be fine though.
Hmm.
Then I'll just have to catch up on 2 weeks worth of anime instead of only half a week of anime now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we have really good anime this season too. Damn.
I know. I didn't get to. I'm only 3 down right now. I'm 1 episode behind on Tojima. Tojima Wants to Be a Kamen Rider. 1 episode down on Yuri Shinden Samurai Troopers, and 1 on Hell Teacher. And that's it.
Real.
I'm caught up on everything else.
Man, Hell Teacher caught up with me. I like it. It's been doing its Monster of the Week thing for a very long time, but like it's grown on me. I think I'm actually back.
Yeah, it's goofy.
Yeah. Brian, Tojima Wants to Be a Kamen Rider is so fucking gas. Oh my god.
It's so good. I think you would like Tojima Wants to Be a Kamen Rider.
He's strong, and genuinely. He's my friend, Brian.
It's basically like, imagine if as an adult you played pretend at Power Rangers so hard that you became the Power Rangers. But you don't get like a magical transformation or whatever. You just like put on your little toy helmet and just punch things really hard.
It's true. But my
Because
man, dude, he fights bears, he punches trees and shit. It's sick.
Yeah, it's very funny. But also, the bad guys from the Power Rangers, they're real and they can hurt you. It's just the Power Rangers aren't real. You know?
Yeah.
Like, that's the whole thing.
Oh, man.
It's so goofy. It's so funny.
And the art's so good. The emotions are so real.
It is definitely like a love letter to Kamen Rider and its fans.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Which I appreciate. Even though I am not a Kamen Rider fan.
I'm not a
I still
Kamen
get
Rider
it.
fan, but I see like clips of like the newer stuff these days, and I'm just like, this is pretty sick. What the fuck? And like, you know, it gets me every time.
I like the way all of the main characters talk about their favorite seasons of Kamen Rider and why those seasons left an impression on them. Like that I think is very fun. And then like you're like, okay, yeah, I get it. And then you see them like being like, and that's how I grew as a person, was I understood the inner struggle. And you were like, oh, look at you go. Correct. You know? And then they also connected with this media in a very unhinged and not good way because they are going into the forest and fighting bears for real. For real. They're like, we're gonna train our bodies by punching a tree 1,000 times. Don't worry about it. Okay.
Oh man. And actually, like this past episode showed a wait. Is that the one that no Tegan? Were you here for that one? I'm trying to think. No, this is.
I wasn't here for last week's episode. So.
Yeah, last week's episode showed a very real appreciation of like wrestling culture, through like the interaction of a couple of characters, and it was so good. It was all the way in, man. Brian, oh my god, I don't know. You don't have to watch it; it doesn't matter. But you know what? If you did watch it, I imagine you'd have a very good time.
It's so earnest.
Mm-hmm. And some of these characters are stupid, but they do it, you know?
Not some of these. All of these characters are stupid. But they're so real.
Yeah.
They're so real for it. They're like, I may be stupid. Anyway.
Brian, there was a guy who's like apparently like a combat savant or whatever. Like he like trained with the monks and like he like found like enlightenment through combat, and then he decided he didn't want to be a weapon, and he tasted a bowl of ramen that saved his life, and he decided to dedicate his life to ramen. And then he met a girl that liked ramen, and he's like, he made a bowl of ramen, and he was like, oh no, this is pretty good, but I want to bring her the true bowl of ramen. So then he left and then went on a fucking pilgrimage for like 2 years to study under the masters or whatever. And then he came back and like blew this girl's brain with like ramen. Like she saw enlightenment. She was crying, streaming like snot. It was beautiful, man. It's so good. Fucking told you, my man. What a fucking show.
This game is so stupid.
It's real stupid. Dumb.
It's so funny. It's so dumb.
It
is a good time though. I have nothing. No. I don't have anything bad to say about it. Like,
same.
I say it's dumb, but there's like a sparkly heart at the end of that sentence. Like, yay!
It's dumb pause, dumb affectionate.
It's dumb. I'm so glad it's dumb.
Oh, that reminds me. Speaking of dumb affectionate, I watched the first episode of season 2 of the One Piece live action last night.
Yeah.
And like they let these characters be dumb, and they're perfect for it. Like. Oh man, it's so good. And like they've made some choices that like diverge from the manga in a particular way. But like kind of like in a looking back sort of thing. Like for example, there's a character that shows up much later in the story, Bartolomeo, who's like the king of like Luffy's fan club. And in his backstory, they mentioned that he was there when the Straw Hats were in Logtown. And like Luffy like was protected by an act of God, literally struck by lightning before he was being executed by Buggy, but because he's made of rubber, he didn't hurt him or anything. And from that moment, Bartolomeo was like Luffy's biggest fan, and like Luffy became a hero in his heart. And so in the live action, they thought it'd be interesting to just introduce Bartolomeo as a character at this point, which seems to be forward thinking enough where like they hope to get to whenever Bartolomeo's like major part in the story actually happens, but also winking at like people who are familiar with the story while keeping people who've read the manga, like the purists like on their toes. I think they're striking a really healthy balance with it. And like the characters are silly and dumb, but they're handling the moments well. And like the portrayals of these like characters that are fucking ridiculous, like Smoker, who's like a man who can turn himself into white smoke at will, that like, fights against pirates to like ensure like the sanctity of childhood, is like a whole deal. And like it's a complicated like balance to strike, and they're hitting it. I'm looking forward to watching the rest of it.
I'm looking forward to seeing more clips online because that's my favorite
Hell
way
yeah.
to watch it.
I am not looking forward to the first 100-degree day this early in the year.
Yeah, that's right.
I'd love for it to be. No, I wouldn't. That's a lie. I don't want it to be 100 degrees, but I would like it to be above like 30. That would be cool. I'll take it.
I miss 100-degree days. 100-degree low humidity days. I miss those. Those were
Yeah,
best.
you don't get low humidity up here. It's like
Yeah,
70% humidity and up.
I thought that was fake, honestly. Like,
I'm
Tea's
so
like,
glad you
growing-
thought it was fake when I was like, the heat is awful. It's 70 degrees today. You're like, it's not that bad. And I'm like, shut up.
yeah, because like back home, like we would have like 85 degrees, 3% humidity. Like,
Mhm.
like it was like I didn't even know they could be in double digits until I was in high school, and it happened in Juarez one day. Like, I was like, it's just different, That's fine, but I just didn't know. You live and you learn.
At the end of July, I start going, it's corn sweat time. It's gonna get worse. It's corn sweat time.
Corn sweats are hilarious and
They're
ridiculous. Like, God damn it.
awful. God. I hate it here. No, I don't. That's a lie. I tolerate it here. That's
I
correct.
tolerate it here. I dream of a better world. We have to make the corn sweats work for us. There has to be a use for the corn sweats, right? Somewhere? I don't know.
Like, the corn sweats are great as long as it's not super duper hot, As long as
Sure.
the summers used to stay, and I cannot emphasize this enough, like 65 to 75, and like that was the whole summer. So if we could get it back down to that, the corn sweats will be fine. It'd be
So what do we
perfectly
do?
tolerable.
Do we have to push the corn sweats up instead of out? Because like I don't know. Let's put all the corn like fields in like a giant dome or whatever. We make Tokyo Zone 1 around the corn the corns, and so like the sweats just go straight up, turn straight into clouds. Can we do that? How hard would that be?
It'd probably be easier than trying to get a train line to go through all the major cities.
I was mad the other day because apparently there are train lines. It's just they stop in the cities at like 3 a.m., which is insane.
And only in the north. They don't go down there. They don't go down to the capital or anything. It's only along the lakes. It's so stupid.
It's fucking dumb. I hate that. A better world is possible. We gotta figure it out.
We gotta, because I should be able to hop on a train and go down to, to uni or whatever.
True. And then we'll build a train line all the way to Bryan, and then we'll meet in like Nebraska or something.
Yeah.
Nebraska. No, man.
What about? I heard about actually a possibly cool town in Kansas. That could be cool. It's very gay. It turns out. And
okay,
I'll
go to a possibly cool town in Kansas.
Whenever we figure out the central location, I just need to know where we're building to. That's all I'm asking for. If we can agree upon something, then we can get started.
I mean, when the Atari Hotel is built, we're gonna go see that.
Yeah. I think that's our answer right there.
That's the first step.
Atari Hotel, because apparently it's being built by adults now. Let's go.
Allegedly by adults.
I know that Nebraska is Um, Triple landlocked on all sides. You have to go through 3 states to get to an ocean at any given side from Nebraska. And I believe it is home to the world's biggest ball of twine. And I got no need for that. I got no need for that. You know, what are you gonna do in Nebraska?
Do you want to come see the world's largest woven basket that also happens to be a corporate building?
Man,
That's great.
I have seen at least 18 TikToks about that fucking building.
Do you want to go see it in real life?
I suppose. Maybe I could film my own TikTok.
Yeah!
Hey guys! Slap that like button. Hit that heart. Look at this thing. Look at this fucking building.
Oh man, that reminds me. I'm trying to make exactly one TikTok this year.
Yeah.
Hopefully it'll be good.
What is the target? What's the target talk?
So like I want to make a like motivational speech like interspersed with like anime footage, possibly video game footage in the style of like Tom from like Toonami. And I'm giving myself until the end of the year to make it. I think it's possible. I think I have the tools now, which is good. But like, you know, I gotta like do the thing and I've never done it before.
I don't know what to do as far as like making TikToks goes. Like once upon a time, I had a bit on TikTok, but it doesn't really make sense anymore. Uh, I did a guy with a weird voice who's very excited about the release of the Amico, and that's such a niche joke. I'm like, nah, I should do something like which is more broadly accessible. But I don't even think I need to. I don't need to do that. Like I don't. Folks, let's not there. Let's not there. You are under no obligation to create air quote content. You don't need to. You don't have to. Yeah.
Actually, I heard a talk recently that I was thinking about because there's a lot of people that are just getting into content creation for sure, and I think, or rather, I agree with what the talk was saying, in that a mass movement toward content creation, is indicative of a search for meaning in like your like occupation, not like job, but like thing that you're doing, that like employment has failed to do over past decades. Like there used to be a deal where like you would work at a place and you'd like build like real loyalty with the place because you'd look out for them and they would look out for you and they would reward you for like sticking around, for doing good work, et cetera, et cetera. And that has just become a joke at this point. Like that's not real life. No, that doesn't happen to people anymore. And like content creation in the act of like, building an audience, serving that audience, being rewarded by that audience is like a like feedback loop that seems to like fit what was initially promised with like employment as like generations past had it. And so like part of it might be that, you know what I mean? That like a lot of people are just trying to like search for meaning and like a sensible feedback loop that like they're just not getting out of day-to-day life when it used to be the deal, Let me see if I can find it. I'll probably post it somewhere in off topic.
I think I've seen this. Everything you've said just sounds so familiar. Like I feel like I've encountered this like within the last 24 hours.
24 hours? That's huge.
Yeah.
That sounds super wild.
Yeah.
I'm interested in that. I'm gonna dig up the video that I was talking about, but like other people keep talking. Please do not wait for me.
Oh. Yeah. Just so long as we don't end up in Nebraska. It's like a threat.
Yeah, Brad, I think in the off season it'd be fine.
I hope so. Honestly, I don't think I've actually ever been to Nebraska. I may have been through Nebraska, but I don't have any memory of it. So you know.
I mean, that sounds like Nebraska. Just generally, you know?
Oh, also, I think I've talked about this before, but I can't stop thinking about her. There's this old lady who is a drill rapper in like China, and like again, I cannot stress this enough. I initially thought that it was a joke what she was doing, but like she seems to earnestly like be about drill, like, and drill seems to be a real outlet for her, and she's just making videos of drill rap videos of herself being this lady in China, and I think that's pretty sick.
Good for her.
There's a guy who apparently made what they're calling a lyrical walkthrough of Cave Story, in the style of like old school boom bap like rap. And like I listened all the way through it, and it's not trash. It's definitely nerdcore for sure, but like it feels earnest. Like they really meant what they're doing here. It's not a joke, and it's pretty good. Like it's in I put in songs that we should know about a while back, or like I say a while back, like it wasn't 48 hours ago. But like I've also been thinking about that lately, that people just, they're doing stuff like this, and that's cool. Shout outs to them.
I like when people do stuff and then post it online when they're proud of it,
Hell yeah.
Like, just generally. I like it. I think that's good. I think that's like one of the ultimate human experiences, which is like, look what I made.
Yeah.
Spin.
I did find the video I was looking for. It is a YouTube video by the creator Sierra Leduc entitled "Why Work is Starting to Look Medieval."
Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been hanging out on YouTube a little bit. Also, I've been following this creator, Sydney Morse, who's been doing... She does a lot of shorts more than anything else, but like her deal, or at least her big deal, was that she would like talk about the reasons that she swiped left on dating apps. And like, I don't know, all of them sound super fair. And then she'll do some political content from time to time. But like, I don't know, she seems cool. Shout outs to her.
What are some of the reasons?
God, you know what? I'm just gonna...
I want to know now. I'm curious.
Yeah, I know. I'm
as someone who has never been on a dating app before, huh?
Oh, dear Lord, Tegan Somerset, you have no idea what these people are up to out here.
I know, it's great.
I'm just gonna let these play in the background here. I think it may be antithetical to a podcast, and for that I'm sorry, but we're just gonna let that go. Oh man, maybe we end on this. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm with it.
Okay, hey everybody, thanks for hanging out. My name is Rocky. I've been here with Brian Cartwright and Tegan Somerset, and we've been Impossible Coin. You can find us wherever Impossible Coin podcasts are found, but not SoundCloud. Although, if you're on SoundCloud, check out our kid brother Big Sach. You can find his work at soundcloud.com/BigSachNJ, or his band's work at betweenrooms.bandcamp.com. He made the music at the beginning of this podcast. Our logo was designed by Laura Moran. You can find her work wherever you can type in at Laura Moran, pretty sure. But she's definitely on Patreon, and if you want to support her there, she does really good work. It's still a miracle that we got the thing. We stream a couple times a week at twitch.tv/ImpossibleCoin. Check us out there. I'm still playing Rabbit and Steel with Tegan on Mondays. There's still Splatoon Saturday. I'm taking Wednesdays off for a little bit, but we're going to be starting Don't Starve in the next couple of weeks, and Tegan's been playing Harvestella on Tuesdays, but as you may have heard, her schedule has been a little complicated. But if you want to talk to us, you can find us on social media. I'm on Facebook and Instagram. Brian's on Blue Sky, and Tegan's on Tumblr. It's all Impossible Coin. No dashes, underscores, or anything weird like that. But that's it. That's us. That's the show.
Peace.
Thank you for podcasting.
These are all fun.